Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this video I think really falls well into the groove of the problems that skinny guys deal with when they're trying to put on mass or gain weight or change their physique. It's definitely an issue that I had to deal with, and that is the shoulder rounding problem, the shoulders caving forward. This seems to be a pretty consistent issue, especially with guys who struggle to put on mass, but it's an issue with a lot of people that are on their phones and sitting at desks and on computers. So let's talk about how to kind of rectify this. I have gone to the chiropractor for a long time, and I'll touch on this later, but I really think that you should look into going to the chiropractor just purely for posture help alone. But man, my chiropractor has helped me so many times with so many different problems. But when it comes to the shoulder rounding problem, he's given me a few stretches and things that I've done for years. And I do think that I've made a significant amount of progress. I just want to start off by saying that it's really not that complicated. I saw quite a few videos on YouTube that talked about this subject matter, and it's really not as complicated as a lot of people would like to make it seem. Essentially, you just need to stretch the anterior chain and strengthen the posterior chain. And by that, essentially what I'm saying is just stretch out the shoulders, stretch out the chest and this front delt portion of your body, and strengthen what's behind it, i.e. the rear delts, the traps. I will say that when I was first starting out with fitness, I think it was really easy to get psyched about doing a chest day, and the pushing stuff was really fun. It was less fun to do the back days. I definitely don't agree with that now. In fact, I think back day is my favorite day, and all the back exercises I have so much fun with, and I think that definitely shows in my physique. So I will say, just try to get psyched about back work if you are new to the gym especially. I know that it can be not as glamorous to look at because you can't really look at yourself in the mirror and see what's going on and all that, and a lot of that is psychological, but try to get more used to just getting excited about working your back. I think we get carried away with the chest thing a lot, and it doesn't help at all as far as the caving in of the shoulders goes. I have a few stretches that I'll talk about. The first of which is the doorway stretch. This is a really common way to get the front delts stretched out and to kind of start to stretch out the anterior chain. Really simple. Just stand in a doorway, put your hands just above your head, and lean through the door, and just feel that rotation in your shoulder and kind of come through the door. Don't stretch too far. You don't want to overdo any of this. You certainly don't want to be injuring yourself, but this is a really easy way to stretch out your shoulders and get that chest stretched out. And I will say that it really doesn't take that much time. We're talking like 3 30-second stretches should be enough, like a minute and a half of stretching total. Throw that into your routine every night before you go to bed. That's going to help a huge amount in getting that chest to open up. Another one is this wall sit stretch. This is another one I was taught by my chiropractor, which is essentially to just sit with your back flat against a wall, hold your hands up next to your head, and just slowly slide them up the wall, making sure that you're keeping your elbow and the back of your hand in contact with the wall. And this is going to, again, really just stretch out that chest and stretch out the shoulder joint. It's going to help with the rotator cuffs as well because you have that movement in there. This is an awesome stretch to employ as well. And then I would also say PVC work is awesome. By PVC work, I mean just taking a pole of some kind. It doesn't have to be PVC. In fact, sometimes I even use bands, and just use that to stretch out those shoulders. There's a lot of other videos that go into more depth about that on YouTube. You could definitely look that up, but consider throwing those into your routine. And then to talk a little bit about strengthening the posterior chain, I love rear delt work. I've talked about this before as well. I love hitting my rear delts. I love strengthening my rear delts. I love what it looks like in the physique when the rear delts really start to come through. It is such a cool look when you start to get that separation between the rear delt and the tricep. Again, as a beginner, I remember just kind of leaving this out, but I would recommend you definitely start to fall in love with working that rear delt. It's really easy, especially as well on shoulder days, to kind of just hit the front delts and maybe do some lateral raises and call it a day. But that's just like that medial head and the front head of the delt. You do not want to forget the rear delt. There's a lot of different awesome workouts. I would definitely recommend looking up JPG Coaching. He has some awesome tips as far as rear delt work. Another guy that was awesome with that was John Meadows. He has a lot of awesome stuff about rear delt work. He's been one of my go-to guys as far as learning how to work your rear delts. Those are really the two main points. You need to stretch out the front and strengthen the back. That's going to really help to pull those shoulders back. And then just be mindful of it. Remember, it's a posture issue. So when we work out, we start to think about muscle mass and stretching and pulling and growing and all of this stuff kind of affecting the physique. But overall, it really is a posture issue. So be mindful of your posture. Just think about it. If you're sitting at the computer, try to sit up straight. If you're looking at your phone too much, stop doing that. Stop looking at your phone so much. Get off TikTok. Get off Instagram. Like, look up, look forward, get your chest out and your shoulders back. Like, just be mindful of it. It does take repetitive, like everything that we want to be good at. It takes being repetitive. So get that in your head. I hope this video helps. My name's Mike McCord. Post videos every Friday. I'll see you guys next week.